Hi, I'm Cher, the Shadow Walker, and I'm taking a look at UAPs, UFOs, and animal mutilations in the last 48 hours in central Canada and the northeast regions of the United States, starting with Michigan. In Michigan, there has been an ongoing incident since March 31st till April 6th. It's in the Royal Oak and southern Oakland County of Michigan. And there's several residents that have witnessed this. A greenish, solid looking object that appears to be neither a plane nor a helicopter. It exhibits hovering capabilities before moving out of sight, and they reported it to MUFON. And there has been a viral report from March 28th to April 5th regarding a UFO allegedly being escorted by U.S. government aircraft, which has increased local skywatch activity across the Great Lakes region. Now, I have not heard that. Apparently, there's been as many as 16 people that have looked at this, and that's been reported to MUFON. That's it for the area. In the past 48 hours in New York State, in the Hudson Valley, on April 6th at 10:15, and there was multiple motorists and local residents that witnessed a large triangular formation of silent amber lights moving slow north along the river, and they reported it to um, MUFON and to the local law enforcement. And on April 6th in the evening in Queens, in the Corona area, residents observed a trio of luminous dots hovering in a fixed position for over 20 minutes before blinking out, and they reported it to MUFON, New York. And in the Adirondacks Park near Lake Placid on April 5th at 2:30 p.m., a.m., and these are campers and late night observers. A single silver orb performing erratic high-speed maneuvers before ascending vertically at high velocity, and they reported it to MUFON. In Pennsylvania state, over the past 48 hours, April 6th at 11:15 p.m. in Hereford Township near Berks County, a local resident saw 3 red light balls observed hovering in a triangular formation, splitting apart and then vanishing simultaneously without changing elevations. And they reported it to the MUFON PA. And in Pittsburgh, on April 5th in the evening, in the West Moreland area, there was people attending a conference and local observers that was there, and the multiple reports of high altitude metallic spheres stationary for long durations. Activity is high due to the 19th annual Pittsburgh UFO conference, and they reported it to MUFON. On April 5th in Bucks County at 9:45 in the evening, multiple witnesses saw a cluster of approximately 12 amber-colored orbs moving in a wave formation towards the southeast, and they reported to NUFOR. In Vermont in the last 48 hours, on April 6th at 8:20 p.m., Lake Champlain near the Burlington-Shelburne area, commuters and waterfront observers, they saw a bright pulsing white light emerging from the water line, hovering for approximately 45 seconds, then accelerating vertically at a speed that is inconsistent with known aircrafts, and they reported it to the Burlington Police and to the NUFORC. And April 5th, late night, Northeast Kingdom near St. Johnsbury, a local resident who was a farmer, a report of a silent triangular craft with 3 dim red lights on the corners. The object moved low over the woods before vanishing behind a ridge, and they reported it to the MUFON in Vermont. And on April 6th, in the Mount Peller airspace, and this is independent sky watchers, multiple metallic looking spheres observed at high altitudes, remaining stationary despite high winds and speeds of elevation. And they reported it to the Vermont Airspace Safety Task Force. So, in New Hampshire, over the past 48 hours, in the White Mountain National Forest near Lincoln, and these were either hikers or campers, it doesn't say, a report of a large, silent triangular craft with white lights at each corner and a pulsing red center light. It moves slowly over the tree line before accelerating vertically. And they reported it to Newforce. And April 5th at 8:15 p.m. in the Portsmouth Seacoast area, multiple residents saw a string of 7 to 10 bright orbs moving in a straight line, then changing into a V formation. Witnesses noted they were too low for Starlink and completely silent, and they reported it to MUFON of New Hampshire. Just makes me wonder why they do the same formation that we see the ducks and the birds fly in a migratory pattern. Wonder if that has something to do with them migrating from area to area. On April 5th at 1:30 a.m. in Merrimack County, Concord area, this is a private citizen, witnessed a single bright orange light that remained stationary for 10 minutes before blinking out simultaneously, and they reported it to the local law enforcement. In Ontario, in the past 48 hours, in the Sudbury region, that's northern Ontario, not really as north as you can go, but at 9:45 p.m., multiple residents witnessed a glowing orange diamond-shaped object that was observed ascending rapidly before transitioning into a circular orb and vanishing. And they reported it to Newfork. Sounds like a nice one to see. And in the Greater Toronto area, the Mississauga Oakville area, have people living there that I know. 11:10 p.m. Local commuters and residents reports of a large egg-shaped object moving at a low altitude. Witnesses noted it appeared to be pacing a commercial aircraft on approach to Pearson Airport, and they reported it to Transport Canada and to MUFON. Not sure whether Transport Canada has any information, whether there was anything. They didn't say. And in the Caledon Peel region at 2:30 a.m. on April 5th, and this is a private citizen living in the rural area, observed a stationary white light that emitted a low-frequency hum. The object remained for 4 minutes before accelerating horizontally at a rate exceeding a local drone capabilities. And they reported it to the Caledon citizens and the independent investigators. And I guess with all drones, at least here in Canada, I don't know about the United States, but you have to have permission to be in that airspace. So perhaps they're going to see some correlation here that there was no permission. It's just a thought. In Quebec in the past 48 hours, on April 6th at 11:40 p.m. in the Gaspé region near the Chic-Choc Mountains, and this is local residents, they were night observers, multiple reports of bright pulsing white lights moving in a zigzag pattern at speeds before hovering over the mountain range, and they reported it to the Canadian UFO Survey and the local authorities. On April 5th at 9:15 in the Montreal-Laval area of Quebec, commuters and residents witnessed a silent triangular craft with a dim red light at the points was observed moving low over the St. Lawrence River. Witnesses noted it made no sound and it vanished instantly. And they reported it to Quebec UFO Research Group, that's GARPAN. In the James Bay region at 2 a.m. on April 5th, and this is just one person, a private citizen, a series of fast-moving blue orbs in a nonlinear fashion observer describes a static feeling in the air during the event, and they reported it to Newfork. And that is it for those areas. Seems a little quiet to me. Thank you so much for listening. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.